You may be wondering, what does it mean to bring reinvention into your life? Well, I'm talking about combining goal setting with genuine transformation to make the changes that you want stick like glue. So let's talk about turning that fresh page, starting anew, and embracing the possibility of anything. Because let's be real, who doesn't love a good reinvention? Hey there, beautiful dolls. Welcome back. Cece Lisa here. Let's start off with a quick story time. So in case this is our first time meeting, a few things you should know about me. I am a plus size Black woman with natural hair, specifically sister locks. I have a chocolate complexion. People say sometimes I look like a Kirby Kelly Rowland. Sometimes people compare me to Gladys Knight. I might even give you Baby Bop vibes sometimes. And I am not ambiguous in any way. I'm very tall. So my confidence journey, whether it's my size, my complexion, my height, my hair, I have always had to redefine the standard for myself to walk through the world feeling confident and beautiful and filled with self-love. Today we'll discuss how you can do the same. You should also know that I live in New York City and there are two huge buses that have stalled outside my apartment. They are going in reverse, they are beeping, and this all started exactly when I started recording, so we're just gonna keep it moving, but you might hear a little bit of New York City in the background. So picture this, it's about 10 years ago, it's exactly 10 years ago, and there I am, a humble influencer with a corporate job and a burning passion to redefine the standard and bring plus-size fashion to New York Fashion Week. I had decided to take a plunge into the unknown. I stopped working my 9-to-5 job so that I could dive headfirst into my dream of bringing plus-size fashion to New York Fashion Week. And how did I do it? I had to reinvent myself and go from corporate employee and part-time influencer to full-time influencer and co-founder of my first company, the CurvyCon. So it's 2013, and with my dad by my side, I embraced change. Step one was to move into my family's quaint pre-war apartment in Manhattan. Little did I know that this modest space would soon transform into the bustling headquarters of the CurvyCon. Some of you may remember stacks of CurvyCon swag bags and boxes and product reaching the ceiling in my tiny apartment. Boxes on boxes on boxes that were filled with the essence of my dream. It was a chaotic symphony of passion and ambition, but it was all in pursuit of something bigger than myself. So fast forward through years of grit, hustle, and dedication, my co-founder and I came together, we made our dream come true, and that dream materialized into the largest plus-size fashion event at New York Fashion Week, according to Glamour magazine. So here we are, 10 years later, zipping ahead to the present, to today, to 2023. Last year, after much prayer and reflection, I officially ended my time with the CurvyCon. It is a bittersweet farewell. The future of the CurvyCon? It's uncertain, but one thing is for sure. I am stepping into this next phase of my mission to redefine standards in fashion, wellness, and beauty as founder of Coco by Cece. It's funny, life has a way of coming full circle, at least for me it does. So 10 years after my dad moves me into my modest family apartment, a decade later, here I am in 2023. My tenant has moved out of my family's quaint pre-war apartment in Manhattan, and once again, with my dad by my side in New York City, I have moved back in. I have left my Lux Brooklyn apartment and I've moved back into my family's space here in Manhattan. Once again, this is the first step in a reinvention journey. After successfully redefining the standard at New York Fashion Week, it's time for me to expand my mission and redefine the standard in beauty and wellness. This time around, my Manhattan apartment is becoming Coco by Cece HQ, with boxes of the best smelling body products for your beautiful body. Now, why am I telling you this? I think reinvention can be so scary when you're looking at it and you've never done it before. But I'm in a unique place because I sort of have a playbook for how I built the success of the Curvy Con. Coco by Cece is all about redefining beauty standards. It's my way of sharing the ways that I cultivate self-love, self-care, and self-confidence in my daily routine. So I am diving into this chapter with a theme that really is resonating with me so strongly right now: reinvention, all caps. Now, I may not have the answers about what lies ahead, but that's the beauty of a new beginning. And guess what, dolls? If you're feeling the itch for reinvention yourself, for a fresh start, and you want to join me, I would like today to have an empowering conversation with you about embracing change, taking charge of our own narratives, and defining our own standards for our lives. Now, before we continue, I invite you to leave comments down below. Let me know your perspectives along the way as we chat. You see, I have a soft spot for reinvention because I've done it. 10 years ago, when I began my intentional reinvention journey, I can look back at how life-changing it was for me. I'm so confident that anyone who listens to this today and applies the methods that I've learned over time will reap the benefits of reinvention in your own lives. And here's the good news. You don't need a special date like your birthday or January 1st to begin your reinvention journey. Nope. You can decide to shake things up any day, anytime, maybe even today. So buckle up, dolls, because I'm about to drop 10 tips for making those life transformations that you want a reality. Let's dive in. Tip number 1, have a vision, doll. What is your 1-year plan? What's your 3-year plan? And most of all, what's your 5-year plan? Now listen, I know it sounds corny, but hear me out. Having a roadmap for where you want to go is like having GPS for your dreams. You'll often hear me refer to this as your North Star. Your North Star is sparked deep inside of you. Some of you know about that still small voice. Maybe we'll talk about that in future videos. But if you close your eyes and you let your imagination run wild, or if you close your eyes and you really pay attention to that thing that's been nudging you and nudging you and nudging you, you can envision the person that you want to become, the life you want to lead. And trust me, that clarity is key. A big part of that clarity for me has been in vision boards and journaling. Most of you know that I journal 3 pages a day, every day, following the artist's way. And a few of you know that I am big on vision boards. I feel like I've talked about it here and there in different chats with you all. But the idea of having a vision, I'm a Christian, and in the Bible, there's a story about, I think it's Habakkuk, right? And he gets a message from God that says basically, and I'm totally paraphrasing here, I am not like Bible scholar of the year, but basically God is like, write the vision and make it plain. Write it so big that anybody who's running by can read it, right? Imagine if something is in tiny font print on a wall and you're running by. You're not going to be able to focus your eye and read what's there. But if someone takes big graffiti and writes something on a wall, when you're running by, you can see it as you go, right? So the idea of write the vision, make it plain so that anybody who's running by can glance and know what's up. That for me is a vision board. It's something that I keep in a sacred space in my home, but a space that I always get to see, and I can look at the different areas. I can go on and on about vision boards. So if you want vision board guidance, leave a comment and let me know. And then on the day-to-day, journaling, scripting, painting the picture for yourself of what your future could be, that is another way that I cultivate my vision. Let's move on to tip number 2, adopt new behaviors. For example, I really had to drop the vague, I just want to be healthy. I just want to get healthy. That did not work for me. It's time for us to get specific. Let's get intentional. I believe in the add in, crowd out theory, which basically means swap out old habits for shiny new ones. Start to meal prep, start to grocery shop like a boss, and watch those changes stick. oftentimes we tell ourselves we don't have time, right? What if you took 30 minutes and instead of doom scrolling on your favorite app, you took 30 minutes to meal prep, to map out what you needed to get at the grocery store on Sunday, right? That's adding in a positive habit and maybe crowding out a habit that's maybe less productive for you. Something to consider. Tip number 3, be honest with yourself, doll. It's time to get real about where you are and where you want to go. No more chasing someone else's dreams. No more chasing outdated goals or living in denial. You have to own your truth, pretty doll, and I'm telling you this from experience. Tip number 4, plan and schedule. They say if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, okay? So get organized. Jot down those goals, watch your days go from chaotic to crystal clear. And speaking of clarity, let's move on to tip number 5. Regular check-ins are a must. None of this waiting a year to see if you hit your goals. No, dolls, we are talking about quarterly assessments, monthly milestones, and weekly wins. Keep yourself accountable along the way. Let's also talk about refuel. Dolls, tip number 6 is to find your source of energy. Whether it's your faith, your family, a rockin' playlist, make sure you've got an arsenal, a toolbox of things that can lift you up when the going gets tough, because it will. Onward to tip number 7, reassess your environment. Surround yourself with positivity, ditch the negativity, and watch your world transform. This one is often easier said than done, and if you'd like more tips on how to accomplish this, leave a comment and let me know. Don't forget to lean on your resources, which leads me to tip number 8. You don't have to do it alone. Seek out guidance, learn from the pros, and watch your journey get a whole lot smoother. Feel free to use me as a resource. When you leave comments, it helps me to know what I should expound on in future conversations. Tip number 9, consistency is key, my sweet dolls. Stay on course, keep pushing forward, and watch those small steps turn into giant leaps. Last but not least, number 10, appreciate the journey. Embrace every twist. Embrace every turn. Know that every setback is a setup for a major comeback. Trust me, I know. So, until next time, here's to self-love, self-care, and the confidence to redefine the standard in our own lives. I mentioned Coco by Cece, and I don't know if you've realized this, but I call my community my dolls because you dolls are truly just genuinely beautiful people. When I run into you in the street, in the airport, in different cities, you're always just so sweet to me, and your personalities are all very kind. So I call you my dolls, and I named my very first Coco by Cece product after you. I invite you to try a mini jar of doll butter and leave a review to tell me what you think. I've put the links to the Coco by Cece mini jar of doll butter down below, along with some other links that I think might be helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If you love this video and you can think of a couple people who it might be inspiring to, feel free to send it on over, and be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell.